Okay, that's helped a little bit. Long story short, I think I caught something at Vexpo because like all day today my throat has just been like in some kind of fucking agony. So it's like hey hey hey. And now Twitch is being weird. Dude, I love this Twitch bug. It's so great. It means I just cannot see any stats in real time. Wowzers. What happens if I make the window look super big? It doesn't fix it. It's like a padding issue in their CSS. It's so fucking weird and dumb. But yeah. So yeah, my throat was actually just killing me at the end of that last game. That's why when she was just like, "Oh, just one more," I'm just like, "No, I'm off. Like, I'm going to die otherwise." That's why I was also getting really frustrated at having to repeat myself. But yeah, so Vexpo, where do we begin with this, right? Well, airports exist. Turns out flying is cheaper than driving. And driving is cheaper than the fucking train. Yeah, let that one sink in. Doesn't make sense now, does it? Because the thing is, if I want to get to a train station that can take me, like, down there, that's going to cost me, like, 25 to 30 pounds just for the taxi. And then, on top of that, the train ticket could be anywhere from, like, 60 pounds all the way up to, like, 120 because the UK. Just to get from where I live to Birmingham. And yeah, it's a 6 hour drive. It's 300 odd miles. Like, it is a distance. But funnily enough, last night, when Vexpo ended at 5 o'clock, and with the length of time it took for me to go from door to door, from Vexpo to my own door, was the length of time it would have taken me to go door to door if I was driving. I literally saved zero time. I just saved money. Because I would have had to, like, fill up the car, like, multiple times at... Okay, so, at normal prices, like, at normal... Oh, that's not what I want to do. At normal petrol station prices, uh, not, like, motorway-based ones, but just, like, the normal ones you would get, at a place. You know, like, non-motorway service stations are much cheaper, but I would have only had really motorway service stations to fill at, and they are probably currently like 150 to 170, 150, 170, 1.5 to 1.7 in price, I would be guessing, considering my local is 1.4. So, yeah, and if you see me going like, whoa, 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 because I'm literally just swinging backwards and forwards in my chair right now. Like that is, like, you can see me looking left and looking, well, the body going left, body going right. That's me just swinging in my chair, because I need something to keep myself entertained. But where was I going with this? Yeah, so I flew down on Friday night and I flew back Sunday night. So flying down Friday night right after work, I basically finished work, and then like 30 minutes later, the taxi showed up to take me to the airport, and that's cheaper than that's cheaper than parking at the airport. Let's start there. That's also cheaper than getting a taxi to the train station. I think in total, just traveling, I was probably about £100 just traveling. Because in total, like, I think it was £35 for taxis, and then I was about £60, 65 probably for my flights. So that was a thing. And the funny thing is, like, the flight is just like, okay, we're now at like 27,000 feet. We're over Manchester, and then like 2 seconds later, there's an announcement saying, okay, now you need to put your seatbelt back on because we're descending. And it's just like, we just took off like 5 minutes ago, right? It's such a short flight. It was like 40 minutes. It was so short. Actually, okay. And maybe it was closer to 50. 50 from like when I had to put like my phone into airplane mode, which is like, not your takeoff time. Your takeoff time is like 10 minutes after that. But yeah, it was like nothing. Yeah, those flashes in the background are going to happen because I needed a way to loop the video, and it's like a 2-3 minute loop, so that's going to keep happening. Unless I like change the... Oh, there goes the voice again. Unless I change like the background to like to a different background. Because that's to hide the fact that the video doesn't technically loop. Because there's particle effects simulating rain, and I couldn't make that loop correctly. It'll have to just be in a hard cut at some point. Anyway, so we did that. We flew down on Friday night. Got to the hotel. Checked in. Hotel was like, do you want something to eat? Because if you do, you've got 3 minutes to order. I'm like, no. Go up to my room, dump everything off, go back down to the bar, drink a little bit, go back to my room, sign into YouTube, watch some videos, fall asleep. Saturday, go to the con. Stand in line, realize I don't have a band yet, so I'm in the wrong line, have to go into a different line, get my band, to go back into the original line that I was in, further back. Which was fun. But then that got me into the convention, and then I had a quick look around at basically everything. The Phase Connect booth had a massive line. There was a silent auction at the Phase Connect booth for like several Daikamakuras and Pippa Pipkin's knee-high socks, which the last time I saw the fucking auction for that was £110. I'm not going to buy something for £110 as a joke. I think that's a lie. I think I actually have done £110 for a joke before. Okay, listen, I wasn't going to buy knee-high socks for £110 for a joke. So we did that. I attended a panel which had Merryweather and H2O Sakuna from Phase Connect. They were speaking about things. Basically, it was just asking like a bunch of questions to the two of them about like running VTuber companies. It was not exactly the most riveting panel, but hey, it was fun. And Mary was just basically bullying Sakuna the entire time, and Sakuna's a fucking bomb. Because not only does he take it from his own staff, he has to take it from other people now as well. So yeah. So that was that's what happened there. Sorry, I'm looking at like the video for it. It's actually a 5-minute loop. Okay, it's 5 minutes. Knee socks are cute though. I mean, yes, but not for... The thing is, see when I saw the auction £110, it still had longer to go. Someone could have came in and sniped it for like 120, 130, you know. It's just extra stock that they have that they're not selling on their website. So they take it to conventions and just auction it and jack up the fucking price. So I saw that panel. Then I went to... You know what? I'm going to get my phone out. Like, I tweeted a lot of the event just because Thanks. I tweeted a lot of the event just because I had nothing better to do at points. It was... So let me just bring up Twitter. Because there's times where I was just sitting about waiting for things. So scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay. Convention timetable. This will help. So I did that. Then I did technically want to go to the Indie versus Agency VTuber Life with Nina and Satome, but that's when I was in the Phase Connect booth's line when it started. I thought I was only going to be in that line for like 30 minutes. I was in that line for over an hour. So I missed that panel because of that. And that's another thing, like, if I wanted to do the meet and greet with Tenma, I would have also missed the first panel, which I wanted to see. So it's just like, great. There was a lot of things that I wanted to do that would overlap, so I had to choose one or the other. Then the next thing I went to do is I went to the Idol Showdown Dev Talk. So Idol Showdown, I kind of knew what it was. I knew it was a fighting game based around HoloLive. I'm not into fighting games, but I'm really into listening to people speak about their development stuff. And I met like some cool people in the line for that panel, like people that do development as a full-time real job, especially like game development. So got talking like we just talked. He also does stuff for... okay, I'm going to be very careful what I say here. He does stuff for other VTubers as well. And has done some very popular mods for certain games. Yes, that's what I'm going to say. And then he also had a little moan about, okay, so I downloaded the code, this thing from GitHub. What do I do with it? Well, you compile that. You want this other thing instead. Okay, now you have to put your details in. It's like, yep, talking users through how to set up software. That I can relate to a lot. So yeah, that's a very annoying thing. So talked to a couple of people in that line. Went to the panel. Panel's very interesting. Just like how they talked through like their development process and stuff like that. It was very interesting to hear from other people that do that kind of stuff. So that was fun. Then later on, this is all Saturday, by the way. The last thing I did on Saturday was VTubers using Unreal Engine 5. That was with Riku VR, which, again, just seeing someone else using Unreal Engine 5 for VTubing is very interesting. However, I just don't like it when people are like, oh yeah, you don't need to do any programming in Unreal. It's just like, yeah, you don't, but it kills the performance. That's it. I don't like the fact that blueprints. It's specifically a blueprints thing. Blueprints, oh fuck, Rem explained it to me. I think it's all runs in a single thread, whereas you can make the C++ run in multiple threads, which obviously spreads the load. I think that's what the issue with it was. But yeah, no, it's very interesting seeing like different environments, different ways that someone's using Unreal Engine to make their stream more interactive. Would I do something like that? No. No. Although if I ever did go 3D, I definitely would do something with Unreal Engine and not use VR chat. Pretty much because I know already kind of how to use Unreal to do what I need to do. I don't know Unreal that well. I just know enough. That's what I always say. But it was very interesting, and it was a very good panel. I mean, right now, even before the con, I'm redoing like this background that you see right now, because this background's Unreal. It's not. I didn't do much on this. Like the whole design, the map, the models. That's all pre-bought assets. The only thing I did here was implement the rain, and originally, and if I was to run it in real time, it would grab the current time and then do that. Show that in the background. I was going to hook it into a weather API, but when I realized I couldn't run it in real time, I was like, well, there's no point doing that. But that's what this project was originally meant to be. I'm redoing that. I'm redoing that to basically make this more interesting and to also change the camera position. Because as much as it is, right now it's meant to look like a security camera, but there's nothing happens. There's no cars that go by, there's no one that walks past. This is going to be a long-term project, I think, to update this, to make it look better. But yeah, so that's something I need to do at some point, but that's time away. But yeah, it was interesting hearing someone else talk about that. I'm going to go through like all the panels first, and I'm going to go through like all the other things I did while I was there. So then that was Saturday. That was the end of Saturday. I didn't attend any of the concerts because, not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of people singing. Shocker, I know. I just don't like VTuber concerts. I don't like VTuber karaoke. I've never been into idol stuff. It's just not my thing. So I avoided a lot of that. Anyway, what else did I do? Right. So that was all Saturday. Now on to Sunday. Now Sunday was a bit more of a problem because there wasn't much to do on the Sunday. So I had to check out my hotel by 12 p.m. But I also wanted to get into the venue before 11 a.m. so I could check the Face Connect silent auction, which was fine. That meant I had to check out like at 10 a.m. So I did. I checked out at 10 a.m., headed over, waited about in the lobby for a bit so I could get in. I got in, checked the Face Connect silent auction. Oh shit, I'm not paying that for a joke. So I go and sit down because I'm like, oh yeah. So on the Saturday night, I got cramp, like really bad cramp in my leg. This happens fairly often. Meaning like maybe on average like 3-4 times a year. Although I've actually like had 4 big cramps this year, which is not good already. But yeah, oh fuck, it's still tender. Shit. Ow, don't touch it. Oh god. But yeah, so my entire right calf just completely locked up while I was sleeping on Saturday night, which was not fun. And then that meant like Sunday morning, I was walking with a limp for like the first few hours while, because I couldn't walk fast. Every single step I took, I could feel the vibration go up my leg. So that was not great. So I sat down for a lot of the beginning part of Sunday, which was yesterday, actually. So we did that. After that, what did I do after that? Yeah, so I sat down, I was resting while I was waiting for the first panel that I wanted to see, which I'm going to read it as it is on the schedule, then I'm going to reread it afterwards. So, you know, I didn't care about the Globey quiz show, I didn't care about Guess That Quote, I didn't care about Nordic VTubers on the world stage. Didn't care about any of that. Maybe Nordic VTubers on the world stage would have been something I would have been interested in, but I wanted to check the silent auction. So, oh no, that's a conflict. So I just didn't go to that. But then there was at 12:30, there was VTuber model making with WFN, Whispering for Nothing, and Cotton Noir, or now known as Velvet Noir. Yeah, this was all like set up before Velvet accidentally leaked her name and then had to change everything then and there. So that happened. But you know, that was a very good panel. Cotton went over like character design like really well. Whisper went over the basics of Live 2D very well. After the panel, I did ask Whisper a quick question involving... So, okay, I've dabbled in Live 2D. Like, I've dabbled in it because I primarily use it to make the thumbnails for YouTube. So that's just editing this already existing rig, like using the rig for things that are rigged. Just like how you use a 3D model in the same way. I've got a little experience with 3D, mainly fixing like weight paints when they break in a game engine. Or like, you know, I'm used to fixing 3D stuff. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So I've done some stuff. And I was just basically like, oh, how easy is it to jump from one from the other? I know it's a completely different process, blah, blah, blah. And as, you know, Whisper answered very nicely and very cool people, both of them. And then after that, there was a Kuro Q&A session with Domo. Didn't go to that because why would I? What's your VTuber type with Videri? I skipped that because it looked like it was going to conflict with Brit and... Oh, sorry, that was a hiccup. Brit and chat with Face Connect, so I wanted to go to that instead. That was a very good panel, by the way. Tenma shouted at me, which is great. I got shouted at by Tenma. It was hard to understand Tenma. She was really loud and it was peaking the speakers constantly. Q simulator. That's what every con is, though. Every con is a Q simulator. And also, you're in the UK at that point. You know what British people are like with their queues. That's actually a thing. Like, some Europeans cut in to the Face Connect queue. Now, what we thought they were... Well, I thought, because I let them cut in front of me, was just to pick up one of the free items that FaZe were giving out. But then they decided to just start shuffling down towards the silent auction, which is what people were queuing for. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck, man? People are waiting for this. Where were they from? If I had to guess, they were from the Netherlands or Belgium. That kind of area, because they had that kind of fucking accent. Which was great, you know. We all know that. So... fuck that. Fuck them all. Also, for that Britain chat panel, actually, We were told in the standard line that the priority and Akasupas will go in first because there's things that are being handed out. Then we go in, and it sounded like we were going to get the same things if they still had some, but we just never got offered anything, which was really annoying, actually. So that ended, and then the con was starting to shut down, and I actually got a chance to meet Domo, which was nice. Domo's chill. Like, you see Domo online, he's just as chill in person as he is online, which is nice. And then, right before the con closed, like, we're speaking, he was walking off of the floor. I got a quick picture with Mary, and as I got the picture of Merryweather, I also slipped in the femboy dog comment to just piss him off, and then I ran away. But by this point, like, the con was closed. Like, it was like 4:58 or something. Like, we were about to be kicked out levels of con close. Like, booths were already being taken apart and shit like that. So I did that. So that's kind of everything I did. Back on day one, though, there was a few other things I did. So I went around the artist alley, seen some people that I like, some people that I'm just like, oh, that's good. Not a fan of the art style, but it's still good. There was a lot of Hololive. Holy shit, so much Hololive. Like, I get Hololive's popular and all that, but still, like... See, if it was like JP Hololive, like Fubuki, Ayame, I would probably purchase stuff, but it was all Gawargura, Fuamoko, Narissa, and I'm just like, I don't care for these people. I don't care. Here's the thing, it's not that I don't think Hololive EN is bad, like, they're great at what they do. It's just, by the time Holo EN kind of became what it is now, they go heavily into the idol stuff, which makes sense, that's what Hololive is. But they missed me being interested in that, because I was interested in the JP stuff first. So that's another thing. I got talking to people online, and they're just like, yeah, Holo EN was like my introduction to VTubing. I'm just like, my introduction to VTubing was the guy that made Fubuki sing the Scat Man. Skibidi dee da dulap dup. And that was back in 2019. So it seems like I hit VTubing just before mainstream in like late 2020, like because of the pandemic. So it's weird. But yeah, so there was that. I don't think I saw anyone selling Niji Sanji stuff, so yeah, that's a bit weird, actually, now that I think on it. There was this booth, great fucking art, like some of the best art that I saw there. It was all Hololive, and I'm just like, it was all Hololive EN. I'm just like, I don't care for Holo EN. I don't want to pretend I care about Holo EN. It's pretty funny because despite technically being a VTuber myself, I pretty much avoid the whole subject. I mean, yeah, like, there's no such thing as the VTuber community. There's no such thing. There's a bunch of communities that all have VTubers an overarching tag, but you have your people that like your Fugoshis, you know, the girls that like boys kissing. You have your Yuri bait for the people like the guys that like girls kissing. You have the whole idol culture. And then you have people like me. I'm interested in the streamer. I'm interested in the talent. I'm not interested in them singing. I'm not interested in them doing all these other things. I'm interested in them talking to an audience like what I'm doing right now and being entertaining. Because I'll be honest, this is very true in like Western VTuber spheres. A lot of people who sing are mid at singing and they're just doing covers. Like, here's the thing. I will never watch Shy Lily or Numi or Bao do karaoke, but I will 100% watch their original song because their original song is a banger. That's how I feel about the whole karaoke thing. I just don't like it. But that's, I think, an idol thing. So yeah. So seeing idol stuff is quite bad. Why am I getting DMs from Sheik? Have I said something bad? No, I haven't. Right, so what else after that? So yeah, bunch of good artists. But I only actually bought from one art booth, I think. I was being a bit stingy, to be perfectly honest. I was being stingy. But I bought from Velvet Noir's booth because support her homie to begin with, but also her art is like fucking killer. And it's like, oh, it's Doki Bird, it's Cinder, it's Ellen from Zenless Zone Zero. Okay. A few prints, definitely pick stuff up of Velvet herself that she drew for of her character. I'll get all that stuff because, you know, that's what I'm interested in. But then all the other booths are just like, here's the 15th image of Gura you've seen today. Again, not shooting down on the artists. It was all good stuff, just not what I was interested in. And that's why I'll always say, good stuff, I'm just not interested in it. What else did I do while I was there? Oh yeah, I met Obi Kitty Cat. I'm going to say it in the order that I met them. Obi Kitty Cat, Fruit, Bipsy. Okay, I'm going to say this, and if this ever gets sent to her, she's going to get angry again in a very Italian way. Daya, Riku, Daya Riku, the artist, fox artist. She got Italian angry at me for saying Daya, and it's just like, I'm not a washing appliance. Oh god. Well, if your grandmother was a bike, if your grandmother had wheels, she would be a bike. Okay, it was still good. Met them. Met someone else who was part of that group that I didn't know of until like basically that moment. I had to apologize for not knowing her because it was like basically went down it as a line. But you know, they were chill about it. Siren, that's who it was. Like Saiiren. I'm not letting my dyslexia fuck me over with that one. But she was also very nice. It was very nice to meet her as well. So what else? So that was day one. I wandered the con, saw everything I wanted to see in day one. Day two was a lot drier. Because not as many people showed up on the Sunday. I think everyone kind of had their fill on the Saturday. Oh shit, I met Bad Games cosplayer. I guess that was on day one though. I was in the Phase Connect line. I got a picture. I'm not going to share the picture. Didn't ask for permission to share the picture. Won't share the picture. But it was funny because it's like a grown man, not like buff man, but just like a man. I was just like, cool. There was a lot of good cosplays on day one. I didn't see as many good cosplays in day two. I just saw a lot more people in like t-shirts and jeans, like the way I was. Oh wait, no, day two had Ren Penrose. There was a Ren Penrose cosplayer running around with like a blowhaj, blue shark, the IKEA shark. But yeah, so there was also that. I need to untie the smiling from the blush because I'm not blushing. It should be tied to something else. Maybe like me pressing a button on my Stream Deck or something. What else did I see on day two? I went back to Velvet's booth, I bought a couple more things because I was just like, I wanted to make sure that I could fit everything in my bag. And it turns out A3 prints barely didn't fit in my bag. So like the corners were carved, which would really annoy me. So I'm still straightening out the A3 prints that I did buy just to make sure, just to try and get them as flat as possible. So I went back and bought some A5 prints instead. That's the one thing. A3 is really awkward to work with. What else did I do on day? What else did I do yesterday? I think that was it. Yeah, as I said, day two was... I went to more panels on day two. No, I didn't. I went to the same amount, actually. No, I went to... Did I go to two? I only went to two. Never mind. I went to less than day two. Yeah. But because I was, like, out of my hotel and I was, like, basically... I didn't have anywhere to go. I just had to stay there. And I went to the Wetherspoons on day one. Got something to eat. Was really good. Went back to the same Wetherspoons day two. Now, I'm by myself. And you have to order to a table in a Wetherspoons. So I have to use the app. Guess what? Didn't work on day 2. They disabled the app on day 2. It was really fucking annoying, so I couldn't even order a lunch. That pissed me off. Why would they disable the app? I needed to order food. But yeah, spoons. Dude, spoons was expensive. Like, how much was it? Okay, I have the email here, and I'm going to tell you what it was and what the price was. Okay, where is it? I've got a lot of emails. Okay, here we go. Weatherspoons. So I got a double classic beef burger and a Pepsi in a pint glass. How much do you think that cost me? I'll wait. I'll wait for the response. Over here, that'd be like $11.95. $17.20. £14.05 for the double classic beef burger and £3.15 for the Pepsi, which is what I kind of expected. Why is the food £14? So yeah, so on night 1, I went back to the hotel room, chilled for a little bit. Then I went out at about 7 p.m. to go get something to eat. And I was like, okay, I'll just go to TGI Fridays. It's not that far from my hotel because I was staying in the Moxie, which was right across from the convention. So I went there. Give me the balloons? No. So I went to TGI Fridays for that. Took them an hour to serve me like one of the most basic fucking meals possible. And then it took ages, like 20 minutes to just get the bill so I could leave. Y'all have TGI Fridays? We have Five Guys. What else? Other ones do we have? What's the other one that's like Five Guys that's not TGI Fridays? Oh, there's like another one, like another burgery place that's a chain. It's American as well. I would have to go into Uber Eats to realize it's a bit more expensive than Five Guys. And Five Guys, the one time I had Five Guys, it was so fucking mid. It was the most mid shit possible. I'm like, I would rather just pay like £2-3 more and get something better. Like, actually has fucking taste to it. Five Guys had no taste. So I went to TGI Fridays, got that. Went back to the hotel, had a few drinks in the hotel, went to bed, got cramp. Woke up, let it go tender. It's still tender now. Great. That's actually why I've not went to Costco today, other than the fact that I also feel like shit because I think I've caught something at the con. Not sure if it's COVID or something else. Could be either or. Hope it's not COVID because that means I was probably spreading it around, and I don't want to have spread it to people that I care about because there's actually people at that event I cared about. What else did I do? Yeah, so I went, because I was originally going to be like, okay, I'll go up to the bowling alley, there's an arcade up there, I'll like spend some time in there after TGI's. Couldn't, place was shut, because they took so fucking long to serve me. The place wasn't even full, like, they just did not have enough staff. So then I went back to the hotel, drank, blah, 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 I've already said that. Then on Sunday after the con, I had 4.5 hours until my flight. 4 hours until my gate was closed, so I went to the same place, but I didn't go to TGI's Fridays. I went to Gourmet Burger Kitchen. It was half the price than TGI's for something very equivalent. Half the fucking price. And it's got the word gourmet in it. And I can choose the rareness. If you ask, I went for medium. Just like plain medium. Still have a little bit of blood inside it, but not a lot. So I had that. Went to the airport. Walking from Gourmet Burger King back to the NEC. Gourmet Burger King, what the fuck? Gourmet Burger Kitchen. Back to the NEC so I could get on the train to the airport. Because it's not a train, it's like a tram. It's free as well, so It was like 27 degrees Celsius. I was dying. I was wearing like dark colors. Because I basically only own dark colors. Like, it's not a problem, and I prefer the way dark colors look on me than bright colors, especially because I sweat a lot, so it really helps cover the sweat. But yeah, I went from I got into the tram at the airport, and I was dying on the tram. I was thinking to myself, if this tram breaks down, I am breaking one of these fucking windows, and I'm crawling out, and I'm jumping to my death. It's that high. It's that hot in here. And it was like quite a high drop if you actually did do that. But I was just like, I will fucking do that right now. Then I went through security at Birmingham Airport. Now they say you're meant to go down to the ground floor to go back up to the first floor to enter the security line. I didn't do that. I just walked. I just didn't take the elevator and just walked into the security line. Turns out the security line was like 5 people, so they didn't fucking care. And like they didn't like the barrier was meant to be there was not there, so it's just like, I'm doing this. I'm gonna see if I can get away with it, and I got away with it. Enter security. Now Birmingham Airport has these new scanners in it, so I didn't have to take my liquids out. I didn't have to take my battery bank out. I didn't have to do any of that. It was so good. Oh, my local airport doesn't have that. My local airport doesn't even have full body scanners. Okay, I think it does have full body scanners, but they don't use it unless you beep on the metal detector, because they don't have as many of them. And keep in mind, my airport is bigger than fucking Birmingham's airport. It has more flights than Birmingham's airport. Like, my airport gets an A3A to Dubai. Birmingham gets a 777. So take that as you will. My airport better. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I didn't have to take like anything out at security, which was really fucking nice. And this is like the first trip I've been on in a plane in like the last, since 2005, where I have not set off a metal detector or the full body scanner in Birmingham's case, at least once during the trip. I set it off twice on my trip to America. Once in LA. Yeah, great. I got patted down in LA. Then I set it off again in London once I got back from LA. So I was like I had to go through security to get my flight home. And that one I actually got searched for explosive material, and I failed the explosive material test. That was, at first I thought it was a drug test, like they were testing me for traces of drugs. I later learned that was for explosives, and I failed on the explosives, which was okay, so I failed once, I didn't fail the second time. I don't know why I failed. Because they retested with a different swab. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so every single trip I set off an alarm of some kind, and I have to get like manually searched and patted down. And here's the thing, right? When you get patted down, the guy will shove his hand right up next to your balls and like fondle your balls. It's just like, fucking hell, man. Try to avoid it. But if not, it's a free ball fondling. Who's going to care? So yeah, I went through security at Birmingham. I then had 3 hours to kill. So I go to the Starbucks and I order my drink, which I normally get from Starbucks. It's a Starbucks approved drink. It's on their menu. It's a fucking chocolate cream frappuccino. Double chocolate chip frappuccino? No, chocolate cream frappuccino. Oh, chocolate cream. Okay. Can I take a name? Palmtop. Harry? No, Palmtop. Henry? I'm substituting Palmtop for my real name, by the way, just so you know. And my real name does not start with an H. I can say that much. Palmtop. Can you spell that for me? Now, keep in mind, I'm the dyslexic one here, right? I'm the one that has problems spelling. P-A-L-F. Oh! I'm dumb. Hold on. Doesn't even write on the fucking cup. Just puts it off to the side. And then it's just like, I'm waiting. Mocha Frappuccino for someone? I ordered a chocolate cream. That must be for someone else. Mocha Frappuccino for someone? Ugh. Walks back, speaks to the guy. It's just like, yeah, it's for Palmtop. That guy. And then he comes back over to me like angry. It's just like, there's your mocha. I'm just like, really? Because I ordered a fucking chocolate cream frappuccino. Yeah, that's what that is. It's just like, then you should have called that instead. Because they are two separate products. One has coffee, one doesn't have coffee. I ordered the one that doesn't have coffee because I hate coffee. Okay, it doesn't not have coffee. It does have a little bit of coffee in it, but it's not like, you know, say if a mocha frappuccino is 20 grams of coffee, a chocolate cream would be 2 grams of coffee. It's like very minuscule amounts. Like, it's not even enough to keep you awake. So I did that. Then I'm like, I'm digging through my bag trying to find something, and I'm like, fuck, it's all the way at the bottom. I don't want to unpack my bag just to get this one item. I'll just buy a quick new one from WH Smith. Walk into the WH Smith, buy myself a bottle of Coke because I'm flying EasyJet, like in case I need something to drink. I ain't paying their prices. Go get the one thing that I needed, and then I go and I have to stand in a massive line. And one of the staff members was just like, you paying by card? I'm just like, yeah. You can use any of those tills there if you can squeeze past the people. And I just turn around to him and I say, oh by fuck, I'm gonna squeeze past them. So I get to push everyone out of my way. It was so much fun. I gotta push, I gotta push people over, slam my butt into them to get them out of the way. Oh, it was great. I loved it. I love pissing people off. So yeah, I then go up to the machine, scan my stuff, and then I have to do the exact same thing to get out of the store. And I get people looking at me. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing cutting the line? I'm just like, fuck you. Get out of my way, bitch. Then, okay, I've got 2.5 hours until my flight. Oh well, I'm just going to go around to where my gate should be. Because I know it's going to be like gates 1 to 20. That's at least what the screen is saying. I'll just go wait around there. And I sit there. I get a message from Sheik and it's just like, do you want a VC? I'm just like, fuck, I've got time to kill. You Q-skip? I didn't Q-skip! No one else wanted to use card. I wanted to use card. So I got to use the card self-service machines that no one was using. Go fuck yourself. Also, that's a really poorly like arranged WH Smith. Like, they really should have, like, the till and the self-service, like, separated completely from each other to not have people blocking the self-service. Anyway, so after that, I go around to my gate and I start drinking my drink. I'm just talking with Shiki for like an hour and a fucking half. And then she goes to bed. And I'm like, I still have like another hour until I can go to my gate, which I don't even know what gate it is yet. So then I check the screen. It's just like, oh, 20 minutes until gate review. Okay, go sit down. Get back up 5 minutes later. Gate number. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll just go there then. Oh shit, people are already boarding. Fuck. Am I okay? And I'm just like, is there a line for like the standard queue? And they're just like, no. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go stand over there then. How early was I? I could have been at the airport 4.5 hours before my flight. Because I had nowhere else to be. My flight was at fucking 9 o'clock at night. No, sorry. My flight was at 9:30. My gate closed at 9. That's how early I was. But the thing is, I couldn't afford to miss that flight. I had to get that flight. Anyway, I go through stand. I'm just standing there just waiting, and it's like, okay, you can go through now. And I'm like one of the first people through, and I'm like, I'm carrying a big backpack. It is technically out with the size limit for the carrier. Didn't get bag checked. Just get to go walk right past, pretend you own the place, no one will fucking care. Then I get a standing. I was standing one person behind the people who had speedy boarding. They paid extra to stand at the same door that I was standing at. They were just like 4 or 5 people behind them. The general rule of thumb is show up 4 hours before domestic, 6 hours before international. You mean the general rule of thumb is 2 hours before domestic and 3 hours before international. The reason I was there so early was I just had nowhere else to be. And I didn't know the airport. I got to the airport at 6 p.m. Okay? I don't know security layout. I don't know where the gates are. I don't know a thing about this airport. So I was wanting to play it safe and get there a bit early. And I mean, what else was I going to do? If I didn't get the Starbucks in the airport, I was going to get a Starbucks in the shopping center next to the airport. I was getting a Starbucks either way. It was just the price difference. And if the security... So another thing was there's a bunch of flights going out around the same time as my flight. So I wanted to make sure I didn't get stuck in security. But yeah. So anyway, I went around, talked to Sheik, got on the plane. Had to wait ages for them to like... They were booking us onto the flight, like scanning our boarding cards before the plane was even there. We then had to line up and we got shuttered into a room so that other people could deboard the plane first. Why did they even attempt to start boarding us then? What was the point in that? Anyway, got that, got on the plane. And then on the plane the entire way, there was this woman right next to me. Well, the middle seat was empty, but right next to me. And what did she do the entire flight? From literally the moment she got on the plane until the moment she got off. She had her phone out, no headphones, watching a film the entire fucking time. I could hear her film over my own music, which I had with headphones. Oh, it was fucking obnoxious. See, if it was longer than a 40-minute flight, I would have complained. And then I land at my airport, get in a taxi. The taxi driver then starts complaining about how he basically hasn't had any work this year. And then how the airport's ripping him off. And it's like one of the most expensive airports in Europe for taxi drivers. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, I asked you how your day was going. I don't actually care about your entire life story and how you're going to retire in 2 years' time. You're definitely just not even going to keep doing this. It's just like, okay, I don't care. I don't care fucking one little bit. And then he started bitching about Visa and MasterCard, and then he started bitching about fucking... He just bitched the entire way. It was a 15-minute drive. He didn't even let me get a word in edgewise. Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, holy hell. Anyway, after that, I got home. I paid him in cash because I had cash. I was going to pay him in cash anyway. That way I don't have to piss about with a fucking machine. He got a very good tip. He got a 25% tip. I like it when my drivers stay quiet. I don't mind a driver talking. I just don't want them bitching and moaning about stuff. I don't mind like a driver like, oh yeah, I've had like, this is what's been happening like recently. It's been kind of bad. It's been a bit unusual. But when a driver goes into full fucking bit of, not rage, but will just keep going and going and going and going and going. I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. Are you just trying to get me to write to my fucking member of parliament? Because that's what it fucking sounds like. No one's on our side. No one ever is on our side. It's just like, dude. People are not on your side because they don't know the problem exists in the first place. And then he went bitching about airport prices and like actually in the airport. Why is a bottle of Coke in the airport £4 when it's like £2 down at the corner shop? And everything should be the same price everywhere. It's just like, because they know that you're at the airport and you can't take liquids through. So they're jacking up the price to fuck you over because they're a business. That's what they do. Oh, fucking hell, dude. Anyway, after that, I got home, 11 o'clock. I look at my phone. I feel like shit. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to do that 12 a.m. stream. I'm going to just go die in my bed. And I went and died in my bed. I decided not to go to Costco today. And then, yeah. Not on their side. You're literally paying him for it. Okay, to be fair, the price of the airport has went up in the last year from £1.50 up to £7 for a taxi driver just to pick up from the airport. I understand the problem there. But also, for someone like me, if I was to go drop someone off at the airport or pick someone up, I get 15 minutes and I have to pay £5 for that. I can go into the long stay car park right next door for £7 and I have a full hour. The airport is literally ripping everyone off. I don't like that. Everyone bitch and moans about that. But they're a private company, they can do whatever the fuck they like. But yeah, that was my experience at Vexpo. I mainly talked about airports and airplanes, because I really like airports and airplanes. I like being in the sky. I love flying. I like looking out the window and seeing blue flashing lights on the ground because someone's got the police at their door, and I can see that from fucking 3 miles up in the sky. It was fucking good. I love it. Hey. Who the fuck's mentioning me in a different Discord server? Why am I getting pinged? Okay, never mind. It's nothing important. It's just, it happened right as I started the airport rant part. Anyway, so no, that's my Vexpo experience. It was good. Go again. Supported the homies. Found new homies. Followed a bunch of people on Twitter. Probably never interact with them because that's how these things go. What else? What was the last thing I wanted to say? Vexpo. Met big creators. Big creators are cool. Dude, it's weird like when you meet someone and they know of you. And you're just like, wait, how do you know of me? It's weird. There were like actually a couple people there who knew who I was. Like indirectly through someone else knew who I was. Shit's weird, man. And then there's other people who I met. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm friends with this person that you know. And they're just like, wait, that person? I haven't spoken to that person in years. It's just like, yeah. I know them. They're chill. That's Domo, by the way. Sheik knows Domo. Well, I don't want to say new because it sounds like they're not, you know, they don't know of each other, but they know of each other. You once got recognized in an Overwatch rank lobby by people on the Pixelmon server I was playing on at the time. Yeah, see, it's weird. Like, it's more weird to me. It's just that it's people who I would think would have no idea of who I am are just like, oh yeah, I've seen that name before. Oh yeah, you're that person. It's just like, oh shit. Why do people remember me? But yeah. Anyway, that's that. I'm gonna run an ad just now because it's basically showing that we're going to run an ad. After the ad is done, I'm going to see if a certain person is still live, and if so, we're going to raid them. So it's just because I have to run the ad. Oh wait, no, I can snooze the ad. Fuck that, I'm snoozing it. I forgot I still had my snoozes. Like, just give me a second so I can like actually check this. Nah, she's no longer alive. Oh, I was gonna raid her because it was her birthday. Oh well, we're not raiding anyone. So all that we're gonna say then is bye bye. Enjoy your night. I can feel my throat locking up, so I need to go. Bye bye.